Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Hey, guys, welcome. Hey, Thailak, welcome, Thailak. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get started. I have to say this. I am so proud of Thailak. All right, I'm proud of everyone. But when we have traders that are starting to really break out, and you guys put in a lot of work. A lot of work. A lot of the work we don't even see, right? It's done behind the scenes. Just getting into trading is tough. All right, just getting into trading is tough. And especially for traders that have been doing it for a while, trading for a while, and then come to us, we've got to change some things, change some mindsets. Okay. I think new traders, brand new traders are usually the easiest to trade. All right, because they're coming in fresh. But Thailak, Thailak has been with us, I think, about 2 years now. And he challenged me initially, right? Challenged me. I love it when traders challenge me, right? Because, it's we get to the root of things. And, Thailak, if you don't mind, I just want you to, because I know, listen, we all in this, right? We all to find success. We all want to make money. We know that, right? But we don't just do this for the money, right? We want to find something else out of this, right? If we just did this for the money, none of us would be here this evening, right? There are other ways, there are easier ways to make money than trading, it's not easy. So when we see traders that are really starting to do things, right, really start to we want to kind of just congratulate them. Okay. And a number of you here have done really well, all right, even for a short period of time. But I want to say, I want to thank Thailak for just being diligent, because this stuff is not easy. Okay, being flexible, okay, with the trades. We looked at, I think it was last week, we looked at the Aussie, and Thailak had mentioned the Aussie New Zealand, and we said, no, it's not possibly not the great opportunity, but the yen pairs might show some better opportunities. Okay. And he switched, and that's what we want to do. He switched, right? He switched, and he got in the Aussie yen. Okay, I don't know if he's still in it. Okay, but send some of his trades, and Thailak has been doing that recently, showing his trades. Okay, and please do that, guys. Please do that. When you start in, Stella does it a lot. All right. Stella does it a lot. When you guys are having success, share it, okay? Because that's going to motivate everyone else, okay? That's why I love Ricky, right? We've got several videos on Ricky, okay? And that, I'm sure, watching Ricky's video will, help you guys, right? I'm sure it's helped Thailak. I know Stella's, Gerald, Corey, all you guys, Zaire. Okay, so don't hold that information to yourself. All right, don't hold that information. Please share it so that we all get inspired by that. Okay, so Thailak, I want to thank you for sharing that. Okay, it's not about how much we make. It's about how we execute and how we are growing with our trading. So Thailak, do you mind saying anything about that trade?
Well, thanks, David. I appreciate the nice words. Not particularly that trade. Well, that trade you asked about if I'm still in it. Yeah, I did. The Aussie yen, but at 5 o'clock today, I looked at my computer. I stayed in the trade, and it gapped down terribly, and my heart just sank. I said, "Oh my gosh, why didn't I get out of it?" But I'm still in it, and it's right now. It's just looking at it. It's just right where it closed. The market closed on Friday, but just 2 hours ago, my heart just sank. Like, oh my gosh, why didn't I get out of it? But now we're back to where we were on Friday. And that, yeah, you do get emotional a little bit, but I guess the mindset that has helped me a lot. I may be exaggerating a little bit when I say my heart sank, but yeah, I'm thinking, oh, darn. But yeah, you just kind of think that, okay, where do you pick up the pieces and move on? But I just stayed right in it, and it's status quo right now, and let's see what happens to it. But what I do want to say that's constructive is that, yeah, I've been here a year and a half, but honestly, where I've learned the most is by making mistakes. And you want to do your mistakes at lower dollar amounts. You don't want to do them at higher dollar amounts, but I've done it. I've had my mistakes at higher amounts too. But honestly, where I've made, because you've got to feel it, as you said. And when you make a mistake or you have a loss, I shouldn't say it's a mistake. That's the wrong word. When you have a loss, you learn from it, like what not to do again in the future. Maybe not be so risky. I was coming in with big positions, and I thought, right off the bat, that's not the right thing to do. But every time I have a loss, I think, okay, why did that happen? What can I do to guard myself? It's not a perfect world, but what can I do to try to mitigate that risk in the future? And that's kind of where I've learned a lot of my stuff is just coming to these classes, putting it to practical use, like a lab, and then and you're learning from your mistakes. And then the more you make, the more you learn, and then the more you learn, the less mistakes you make in the future, if that makes any sense.
Very good. Thanks, Thailak. Do you guys have any hey, Juan, welcome. Any questions for Thailak? You guys have any questions for Thailak? I know I would, right? If it was me and I was on the other side, right? And he's showing the type of success that he's going to do really well. I can tell, right? And everyone here has that opportunity, right? The thing about Thailak is he's not afraid to trade big, right? And we don't want to do that early, right? So he's been here for a while. So you guys should have some questions for him. You guys have any questions for Thailak? Who wants to go first? Who wants to go first? Any questions for Thailak?
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So Thailak, I mean, it was only 2 hours ago. If you were glued to the screen the whole time, do you think that could have helped you see it kind of trending down so that you can pull out in time? Do you think that could have made a difference?
There are a couple trains of thought to that. One is, and I even asked this to Dave a couple of weeks ago. I said, "Hey, can I put a stop loss in there?" I'm kind of in half a mind of this. Going into the weekend when the market closes, some people want to close their positions, and then I remember talking to Dave about this. Dave says, "No, hang in there," because my fear is it's going to gap down, which is exactly what it did. And then he said, well, it could gap up just the same, which is the truth. And so if you stay with the trend, I'm going with the trend following now. And it seems to be working for the most part. You're not going to catch it at the bottom. You're not going to catch it at the top. But if you could scalp a little bit away on the way up, it's still making a little profit is better than no profit. Definitely better than a loss. So in answer to your question, if it is an answer to your question, I just stayed in it, and I'm pretty much like right when the market opened. If I got scared and got out, it would have been a big loss with the position that I'm in. But I just stayed in it, and here we are 2.5 hours later, and I'm right back where it was on Friday. So that's not always going to happen. Sometimes it's going to gap up. This time it was down, but this particular one, I'm right where I was on Friday. Exactly. I'm just looking at the chart right now, and I'm right where I was. So that's kind of your call. And as David even said a long time ago, that everybody develops their own style. There's no cookie cutter way to do this. Dave's David is providing really great guidance. I mean, I travel a lot for my job, and I try to tune in whenever I can. But you take everything Dave has to say, you put it to use, and you come up with your own style. Not everybody's the same. Everybody, and the one thing is don't let your emotions get involved. And it's really easy to preach that, but don't let your emotions get involved. That book that you get when you buy one of the programs, it's a real. I've got the audio book, and it gives some good examples in there. But don't get emotional, because when you get emotional, it messes you up, because everybody has emotions. So it's hard to get that way overnight, but it is possible. It is possible. You just pick up the pieces. Like I said, and when I say pick up the pieces, I've made my share of mistakes, and that's actually where I've learned the most. So just say, okay, we'll pick up the pieces and we'll move on. And then you keep going at it, and you're going to get successes. And then after a good success, you're going to have a couple losses in there. Hey, but don't worry about it. You pick up the pieces, you go. You have one that runs real well, like these yen pairs. They've been running great. And then just kind of take it from there. I don't know if that answered your question or not. It's kind of a long-winded answer.
Thanks for that, Tilak'S.
Very good. Thanks, Arthur. Anyone else? Any other questions for Thailak? Stella, Zaire, I know you guys, Corey, I know you guys have questions.
Yeah, I have a question, Thailak. Thank you so much for sharing about your trade. I think it's really instructional for us, and yeah, congratulations. That's pretty cool. I'm just thinking about, like, as you said, keep learning with smaller dollar amounts. Like, how did you decide how you are investing more and more money? Like, did you have a certain win rate that you wanted to have? Like, what was your determination so that you could take the type of position that you're in right now? How did you maybe scale up? How much?
Oh, I didn't have it. Just when I started feeling successful, I just started adding a zero. For example, when David, I was doing the one-on-one coaching with David. That's when we were doing it personally. I said, "What is this Forex stock?" This is just a year and a half ago, last May. It was last May, I think, is when we did when I started going to the classes. We were doing it personally at that time, and then he showed me on it. He says, "Okay, put in there $200," and that's all I started with, was $200, and I was just doing little trades, and I was losing $5 here, $7 there, and occasionally I'd make like $3 or something. That was, but then I just kept doing what I'm doing and practicing it, and then I think I went up to $1,000, and $1,000 to $2,000. And then I started, you start feeling it more when you start losing $50 instead of $5, or making $50 instead of $5. And then you start getting confident, and you say, yeah, you know what, I could do this. You start feeling good. You can feel it. That's all I can say. You'll know, you'll feel it. And then I think I just started scaling up in there, putting a little bit more capital in there. And yeah, that's the best way. No, I didn't have a formula, if that's what you're asking. There was no formula. It's just when I started feeling more comfortable. And then once I started scaling into big positions, and trust me, they're not all going to be wins. They're definitely not all going to be wins. And the bigger losses you have, you start looking at it even deeper, saying, "Oh my gosh, what's that?" And then you take precautions, and you start questioning yourself, like, "Oh man, should I put a stop loss in here, to guard a real strong downside?" And you'll kind of know. And I just want to say this one thing to everybody. If anybody's interested, there are about 4 of us now. We've started a WhatsApp group, and then I think Corliss is in there. Ray joined. I met Ray at one of the classes that David used to have, and he's put some information in there, some other stuff that he uses, that's on the trade station. The MC something convergence in there, but he explained it there are like 4 of us in there. So if anybody wants to join that WhatsApp group, we're just all newcomers, and we just bounce ideas off each other. Say, "Hey guys, what do you think of this?" Like I think Ray said, I'm in the Singapore dollar trade right now, and he just gave a suggestion out there. Somebody else said, "Hey, I'm thinking about going into this. What do you guys think?" we just bounce it off each other. We just say, hey, that's a good idea, or I'm going to stay away from that now. So there are only 4 of us in there right now. This started like about 3 weeks ago. So if anybody wants to join, I can give you my phone number. And it's just we're all just here to learn from each other and make a little money on the way. And we're all just bouncing ideas off each other. None of us are experts at all, none of us. But we're learning as we go along, and we're just trying to share that with each other. So if you want, I can give you that WhatsApp number. It's my number. It's 404-229-3167. So just shoot me a WhatsApp, and then or a message or whatever, and just say your name, and I can add your name, add your name and into the group. And like I said, there's just 4 of us, and we seem to be it's relaxed, it's enjoyable, and sometimes we don't. I mean, there's only 4 of us, but for a couple of days we don't say anything, and then all of a sudden all 4 of us start chiming in when, and just say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. What do you think of this? And people just give their thoughts on it, So anyway, anybody's most welcome. It's nothing to lose. We're on.
Hey, Thailak, is here.
Zaire.
What's your number? Yeah, what's your number again, Thailak? I'd love to join your group.
Yeah, it's a 404-229-3167.
Thanks, Thailak.
Okay, great.
We're all here to learn from each other. Yep. I mean, the main thing is, right, I'm coming here all the time to these classes because this is where I learn the most. But then, we just bounce ideas off each other after that. Then everybody has their own little, their own style. And nobody has the same trading style. We follow the same basics, trend following, but yeah, everybody develops their own style, and I'm still evolving. I take little notes and things like that, and we just develop our own style. So a year from now, we'll probably have more to add.
Yeah, thanks, Tyler. Hey, Ricky, I'll get with you in a moment. I didn't know you guys were doing this, but I'm so glad you are. All right, that's what it's about. I'm glad you guys are branching out and doing this. That's why, and Thailak, I know you were at the Red Carpet Monday event. You and Peter were talking. All right, that's what we want to do, guys. All right, this is helpful. The training is helpful, right? The systems are helpful, right? The resources, the books, but when you guys get together and you start bouncing ideas and you learn together. I know Zaire had contacted me, okay, about partnering up. Okay, a number of you have done that. Okay, so that's great. Get that number from Thailak. All right, and I don't want to even be involved. It's your thing. You guys do that, and you figure. You guys figure this stuff out. That's how you guys are gonna really get it. All right, because it's gonna be off. It's gonna be off hours, off. And build that group. Build it very, very large. All right. The benefit here, Thailak, if you don't mind me asking, on your trade right now, we don't talk about P&L all the time, right? I don't want us to get into P&L all the time, but times like this, right? Because that's going to motivate you guys. Because at the end of the day, we're doing this to make money. Okay. And I know you haven't closed the trade yet, right? Right. It's still in right now. But if you don't mind me asking, all right, what's the P&L right now? If you don't mind me asking.
No, not at all. It's 28,000. Yeah.
Are you kidding? Are you kidding? 28,000, Thailak.
Yeah, but you have to understand, I've lost along the way up here too. They're not all wins, but this one just happens to be my best one so far. But with the capital I put in and all that, eventually. Yeah. But yeah,
he's trading a lot of capital, guys. But 28 grand, is it worth it, right? To join Thailak's group that they've put together there? Is it worth it to come to this, right? And I know the answer is yes, right? But boy, 28 grand, and Thailak is just really getting going. And I love you know, I love some of our traders that have had success, but I love what Thailak is doing. I love the way Ricky trades. Right? Not everyone can do what Ricky does. Ricky is quick, and he trades on a small time frame. This right here, you guys can definitely do this. You can absolutely do this. All right, and this is trend following. And I'll get with the questions in a minute, okay? But I want to show you guys here. This is his trade from here to here. All right. What if he had caught? Let's see here. What if he had caught this one from here to here with that same P&L? All right, right? Because we caught the yen, we got this rotation late because things were really slow, right? It was a slow beginning of this rotation, right? What if he had caught this one here? And he will. This is just the beginning. He will. But imagine that, $28,000, right? $28,000. All right, good job, Thailak. Thanks. Ricky, you've got a question for Thailak?
Never mind.
Ricky, come on, Rick. Come on, Rick.
I forgot the question. Never mind.
Okay, make up another one. Hey, listen, I gotta talk about Ricky. This is the other Ricky. Ricky has been off and on for probably what? How many years now, Ricky?
I don't even know.
For years. So this week we are doing an update. Tomorrow we're doing an update on Monster Scalper. All right, we're doing an update on Monster Scalper for him. All right, but I think Rick has been off and on for about 3 or 4 years now. Okay, he's been busy. But we're gonna get him going here. All right, we're gonna get him going again. All right. So Otto, do you have a question for Thailak?
Yeah, quick question. With the profits, do you have to pay taxes?
We won't get into that. Oh yeah,
Okay.
I mean that's everyone. You know, your taxes and stuff. That's all. That's just get with a good and a good accountant, and they'll figure all of that out. Okay. Okay. So thanks, Thailak. Thank you so much. This is what we want to see, and everyone here. Just this is an inspiration. We have lots of many traders that have been successful. Okay, so just know that you guys can do it. It takes work, right? It's not easy. Thailak had to change. I think Thailak, it's perhaps very difficult. I know it was difficult because he came in with a different mindset, right? He was looking to be really long term, right? Buy and hold as investor.
Yeah, I was an investor. I didn't really know what trading was. I came in because of Bitcoin and stuff, and then that's when I got turned on to this. I knew nothing about this. I was an investor into crypto. That's all I was. And now I've learned more about I'm learning more about trading, you know.
Yeah. So Ricky, you ready with your question? I see your hand is up.
My hand been up. It hasn't went down. I think that was the first time when I had put it up.
Okay. All right. Anyone else? All right. I think we'll end with this.
Actually, I was trying to get the mute off. I actually do have a question.
Okay, cool. All right.
And this is for Thailak. Good to meet you, man. I don't know if I met you before, but anyway, so like let's just say hypothetically, if this week has got some, I guess David was touching on some news that's supposed to be coming out this week that might have the markets moving. Let's just say you're not in anything right now in the scalper market. Like, what would you look at, or what would you know not to look at you know, if you're looking to get a small position of something, like what's your process when you're trying to get a piece of the action before everything passes?
Well, actually, I was actually going to bounce this off David today. There was somebody in the past, a couple months ago, that brought up this idea on the right side of this Forex scalper right here. There's the trend, you know, the yellow numbers on the side are the trends, and you can see at the top of that list, they're all basically the yen pairs. You know, the top, what is that, about 6 or 7 of those are the yen pairs. And I remember somebody suggesting, and this is, like I said, it's an ongoing learning process. What they did, and this, I was going to bounce this off David, is come down to where it's red and see what's down there. But basically go over to the left column. You can see the yens are pretty strong right now. They're all ups over on the yens on the left column. And the ZAR, the South African rand, and the Japanese yen just pulled it down in there. And I was looking about an hour ago to see if it, you know, just to take a look at that and wondering if that's going to be the start of a new downtrend. If all the yen pairs are going to start going down eventually. So, and then you take that position and you go and look back over into the onto the right column and see where the trending is on the ZAR Japanese yen. There it is. It's 27 right there. 27. It's in the yellow. But kind of, is that going to be the start of a new down where all these things start turning red? So that basically getting in on the ground floor. So
I mean, the hardest thing to do is try to predict. I mean, predicting is really, really hard. You almost have to just wait to see what the price is going to do. Price is going to tell you everything. Once we get into the predicting thing, man, we can really get ourselves in a lot of trouble. We just have to wait till the price actually turns that way for us to call it.
Yeah, and wait till the white, the candles turn white. Pay attention to the candle colors. It's white, and then when the white turns to red, you know, because those candles on that particular one, they're still, well, one just turned back. Well, it was green and it just turned white again about a second ago. There it is, green again. But so yeah, you got to wait till you get a red candle, and yeah, you're anticipating, not really predicting, but you're just anticipating. Just start seeing if some of the other ones start turning red too. Then you know that you're done with your peaks on the Japanese yen, and maybe you could look at going short on them, and I'm just using the yen as an example. But maybe go to the dollar pair. So you see the dollar pairs are all turning down red now. Or maybe to go to one of the other pairs, the pound pairs or something like that. So that's something that I'm starting to look at, is to anticipate, not to predict, because that's when you start getting in trouble. Then that's just gambling. But when you just start to anticipate and just kind of get ready for it, and then to try to get in on the ground floor. So that's kind of what I'm starting to do.
Okay. Yeah, David and Thailak, I like what you just said, because I remember, when was it, on either Monday or Tuesday, we were talking about that US dollar pair, David, and I went back in that meeting. So I was looking to short it, right? Because when I looked at it, I saw it keep testing the roof over. So I start right away on Thursday, I started shorting it, and I get out on, what is it, Friday morning? And I did very well. So kind of what Thailak is saying is that, so now I'm still watching the dollar pair, well, the USD CHF, because if it breaks that support, I'm going to go back in. Now, for the JPY, it has been running for a while. Now, if it can't go any further, trust me, when it starts falling, I'm going to be in again.
Yep.
Whenever it starts falling. So it's kind of what he's saying. So we top up, bottom down. So I'm watching those numbers. So as they start rotating, then I start looking for a new rotation. Once it's strong.
Yep.
So
okay.
there's so many ways you can use the system. It's like not just one way. So that's kind of what he was saying.
Yeah. Yeah. But the thing is, use the system. That's what it's there for. All right. Everything here, it's going to tell you. So use the system And the goal is to be a bit ahead of it. And what you guys will get to the point where you actually beat the system, right? Now you're still gonna wait for confirmation, but you will be ahead of it. That's how I'm able to catch a lot of the rotations before they happen. And yeah, sometimes, you know, I'm wrong too. Okay, but that's okay. We're gonna be wrong. It's not perfect, but if we can follow this here, right? Follow this, right? And try to be, the goal is end up in here. If your trade, whether it's long or short, can end up here, you're gonna do well. You're gonna do well. All right. But yeah, catching these rotations. Now I want to talk about, because Thailak mentioned it, right? That his trade gap down. Right. And this is why, right? If he had gotten out of that trade, you heard what he said, right? He would have lost. It would have been a big loss for him, right? This is where you guys have to fight through this. And this is where we do all our work, right? Is holding on this, these pullbacks here, these pullbacks here, these pullbacks. And it hurts because you look at your P&L and it's like, you know, what's going on? I should have gotten out. I could have gotten out. All right. Why didn't I get out? You know, I was up and now I'm down. If he had gotten out, and you heard him say, right, he would have been, he would have gotten hurt in this trade just on this pullback right here, right? Now he stayed in. Look at this. So here is the pullback just at the open, right? And here it is right here, almost at where he closed on Friday. How do you think Thailak would have felt had he rushed, gotten emotional, and then closed his trade right here? And now what would have that done for the next time, his next position he got in? All right. So just remember that, right? Right. And we always talk about this. Green candles, markup phase, just stay in. I know it's hard. It's hard. It's really, really hard. But he's up 28 grand, right? It's not supposed to be easy. This is not supposed to be easy. All right. But what if overnight, and we don't know, no one knows, right? We just following the process. Green candles, right? He doesn't have any purple support and resistance. Green candles, yellow support and resistance, right? It's above the moving average. The markup phase, we're in the markup phase. Guess what? He's still good. Now, if he gets a white candle, right? He gets a white candle, all right? Then he can pay close attention to it. Okay, real close attention if he definitely gets a red candle, right? So we know that we've got sell signals in place to get us out. He doesn't need to put a stop loss, right? We know we have white candles as a warning. And then we know we have a red candle as, hey, you know, so he's using the system. This is why this is here. He's using all of this. He's using all of this. And then he's using all of this. And look, right now, guess what? The price is right here. New candle opened. Guess what? It's nothing to do. Hopefully, guess what? Breaks this resistance. New buyers come in, and he now pushes it up. All right. So good job. That's what we want to do. And every one of you guys, right? Everyone here, right? Whether this becomes a very profitable trade for Thailak, or even it breaks down and you know, he gets a big red candle overnight, has to close it, he's already won. That's not what it's about. It's not about the P&L. It's following that process. He will be able to do this again, right? If this one fails, guess what? He'll find another one and another one and another one. All right. And everyone here, right? Listen to the confidence, right? And guess what? A year and a half is nothing. We have a whole lifetime, right? We have a whole lifetime. A year and a half is nothing. 2 years is nothing. All right.
One thing I do want to add is that one thing I did learn from this whole learning process is my thing was, this goes along with emotion. It was getting greedy. Even if like that gap down was like a couple hours ago, it was like $13,000 or something like that, the loss. But it was like your heart sank. But one thing I've learned through this process is if you get out of this thing a little bit, like I said, I've had my share of losses, but even if you get out with a little bit of profit or a lesser profit, that's still better than no profit, definitely better than a loss. So not to get greedy was one of the things about shutting my emotions out. You don't have to come out of this with 28 grand. Come out with less than that, and it's still better than breaking even or having a loss. So not getting greedy is a big deal.
Yeah. And then starting small, but at some point, you guys are gonna have to go larger. You can't stay, right? You can't stay at 200, 1,000 forever. Okay. So at some point when you guys are ready, and I know you guys are working things out, when you're ready, and you'll know, Thailak mentioned it, when you're ready, you gotta go heavier, right? Right. You gotta go heavier. You don't have to do what Thailak is doing. Okay, but you do want to increase, right? Break your level of comfort. All right. We don't want to get comfortable at a level. We want to keep going, breaking that resistance in your own trading. Okay. And that's why I love this. I love this. This is why I do this. Right. Isn't it really? This is it. This is it. This is it. That's why I do this every day, day in, day out, so that you guys can do this, right? Don't do it the way out there. Do it this way, right? And then get some success. All right. So thanks, Thailak. Man, I'm so proud of you and everyone here. All right, everyone here. All right. But guys, just give Thailak, right? Just good job. He's breaking through. Okay?
Good job, Tyler.
Yeah, he's breaking through. All right, guys. Have a great week. All right. Stay with the yen pairs. All right. Stay with the yen pairs until they show us otherwise. Forex is moving. We have a lot of pairs here that are above 20. So we know there's volatility in Forex. All right. Our stock traders, get ready. Start building your watch list. All right. Biotech, we talked about that on Thursday. Watch healthcare, biotech in particular is improving. Okay. So our sniper traders will have your alerts tomorrow. Okay. All right, guys. Take care. Thailak, good job, buddy. Proud of you. Good job. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Q&A. All right. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Thanks, David.